Welcome back to another video. If you are not new here, hey girl, hey, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. If you are new here, my name is Jazz. Welcome to my channel where I talk about all things locks, fitness, business, and just life in general. Today, I am coming at you guys with a fitness video. The last couple have been lock videos, and I really wanted to get back into talking about fitness stuff. So here I am today. Today, I'm going to be talking about 5 things I would go back if I had to start my fitness journey all over again. These are the 5 things that I would tell my younger self. So before we get into my list, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information about my fitness background and kind of when I started my journey and how I started my journey. So currently I am a certified personal trainer. I have my bachelor's degree in exercise science, and I do run my own personal training business. I've come so far in my own personal fitness journey. Of course, not to say that I know every single thing about fitness. You always have to continue to learn and grow because there's always something to learn. But I would definitely say that I do know a thing or two. Not only do I do this for my job, but I have also been on my fitness journey, like my own personal fitness journey, I would say for about 12 years. And even before I started like my actual like gym fitness journey, I have just been active my whole life. I played sports growing up. I did play sports throughout the end of elementary school, middle school, high school. And my actual gym journey didn't start until my freshman year of college. Going off to college, I knew that I was choosing exercise science as my degree. So I really figured like, okay, now I really need to get into this gym thing. There was a gym on campus, and I actually took a weightlifting class my first semester of college. And this was I'm about to show my age, y'all. This was in 2012. So I guess actually instead of 12 years, actually 13 years, not 12 years. Oh my God, y'all, I'm getting so old. So yes, it has been a minute for me. And again, like I said, I don't know every single thing about fitness. I am constantly seeking knowledge and education, but I do have a pretty decent amount of personal and professional knowledge. Let's go ahead and get into the list. The first thing that I would go back and tell myself if I had to start my journey all over again is that the timeline is going to be longer than you think. Whatever fitness goals you have in mind, gaining muscle, gaining strength, if you're someone that wants to lose fat, if you're someone that wants to transform your body, whatever timeline you have in your head that it is going to take for you to reach those goals, I would say double it, maybe triple it, maybe even quadruple it. It is going to take you longer than you want it to, longer than you think to hit those goals. And those of you that are watching, I really don't say this to discourage you. I say this to be upfront and honest with you. Because I have seen too many times people coming to me for training, people on social media talking about, yeah, I want to reach my dream body in 6 months. Or yeah, I'm about to do this 12-week challenge and that's all I need to do to reach the goals that I have set for myself. But you are not going to reach your fitness goals in 3 months, in 12 weeks, even in 6 months, maybe not even a year. Now, this is not to say that you won't make great progress in those timelines, especially if you are consistent and you have a great plan. You will definitely see change in 6 months to a year. You'll probably even see some change in the first 3 months. But especially if you have someone that has very lofty and drastic goals, it's gonna take some time. Especially, and this is key right here, especially if you want those results to stick. Especially if you want long-term change. If you want sustainability, you're gonna have to take things a little bit slower. Remember, this fitness thing is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So make sure that you have realistic timelines. Way back when I was first starting my fitness journey, I'm not gonna say that I had super unrealistic timelines. I wasn't necessarily one of those people that thought I was gonna get these crazy results in 8 weeks. But I'm not gonna lie, I also did not realize that it could take years for me to reach my goals. So that is something that I would definitely go back and let myself know if I could. So the second thing that I would go back and tell myself is that progress is not linear. And what that means is that it's not going to be a perfectly straight line to your goals. Sometimes you are going to fall off track. You are not always going to be consistent, especially at the beginning of your fitness journey. Sometimes you will fall off of your routine. And for me, that is something that I definitely struggled with back when I was first starting out on my fitness journey. I would be super consistent for like 2 months, and then I would get busy with school or something would come up. Or I also went through a phase where every time someone came to visit or every time I went on vacation, I would take that time off of the gym, and then when I got back to real life, it was really difficult for me to get back on track. Sometimes 1 week off of the gym would turn into 1 month off of the gym. And when I took a month off, sometimes I would lose strength. The amount of weight that I was lifting would either stall or it would even go down. Ended up taking an extended break away from the gym when I really didn't need to. And this used to be so frustrating for me. I couldn't understand why I couldn't be perfectly consistent all the time. If you are someone that has goals of fat loss or weight loss, at this point in my fitness journey in my life, I don't place very much importance on the number on the scale, but back in the day, your girl definitely did. And I used to get so frustrated that when I was on a cut, when I was attempting to lose fat, I would get so frustrated that the number wasn't always constantly going down. I wasn't remembering that you might lose 2 pounds 1 week, gain 1 the next, and lose 3 the following week. Progress doesn't always happen in a straight line, and that's okay. I could go back and tell myself that, then I would have had so much less stress and frustration on my journey. And number 3 on my list is that I would go back and tell myself that more is not always better. Doing the most is not always what you need to do to see the results that you're looking for. For an example, the number of days that you are in the gym per week. You do not have to be in the gym 7 days a week. For the most part, I was never really someone that went to the gym 7 days per week. But I was someone that felt like at one point I needed to be in the gym 5 to 6 days per week. But honestly, if you did count cardio, sometimes I was in the gym 7 days per week. And even though I was in school for this, even though I knew the science behind this, even though that I knew in my head logically that more is not better, that I don't need to be in the gym 7 days a week, that my body needs to rest, I was just so focused on reaching my goals, and I really felt that if I really just pushed my body, if I really went to the gym as much as possible, that was going to get me the results faster. But that just is not the case. The thing is that rest is just as important as what you do in the gym. There's this saying that your body can only benefit from what you can recover from. And if you are never taking days off from the gym, your body cannot benefit specifically long term from what you're doing in the gym. You are constantly putting your body under all that stress from the gym, but you are not resting and recovering. You are going to likely burn out. You're probably going to get injuries, and that's just going to set you back over the long term. But I would definitely stress to younger me on my fitness journey that, girl, you need to rest. You need to take more rest days. You need to recover more. 2021, 2022, that's when I went really hard to grow my glutes. And believe it or not, I got amazing results from only going to the gym 3 times per week. I was taking days off from the gym. I was recovering. I was eating enough. That recovery and rest did me so well. So yeah, with how much I grew my legs and my glutes, just 3 days in the gym in that time period was something that really taught me, like a real life experience. Hey, like it does not take 7 days a week in the gym to get the results that you're looking for. Okay, and number 4 on my list. This is going to be a little bit controversial. A lot of you guys are probably not going to agree with me on this, but I stand behind this 10 toes down 100%. The 4th thing that I would go back and tell my younger me on my fitness journey is that fat loss/weight loss is not the only or the most important goal to have on your fitness journey. In fact, to be honest, I'm also going to argue that fat loss, weight loss isn't really even a fitness goal. Yeah, I said it. It's not really a fitness goal. In all actuality, that is actually an aesthetic goal. For me, when I think about fitness, I think about what my body can do, not necessarily what it looks like. How high can I jump? How much can I lift? How long can I run? I think about all the performance goals, all the things that my body does. How can I get better at those kinds of things? That is what fitness is to me. And while I do believe that it's completely fine to have weight loss or fat loss goals, I strongly believe in finding something else to center your fitness journey around. And in the early days of my fitness journey, it was definitely all around how my body looked, how could I lose more fat, how could I get leaner. I definitely have always been interested in being a muscle mommy. I have always wanted to grow my muscle. But even above that was, well, how can I get leaner? How can I get more shredded? As someone in the fitness world, someone who was a personal trainer, I always felt so much pressure to be as lean as possible because people were going to be looking at me, and how could people take me seriously if I didn't look like one of the fitness influencers? So I always felt this pressure to just be lean, and that was the center of my fitness journey. And it just feels so good to not be obsessed all the time about what your body looks like. Again, I will always say this. I am never against making changes to your body, trying to transform your body. If fat loss is a part of that, I do think that it inherently is not bad. However, there is definitely an obsession with thinness in this society. And there is so much more to fitness. There are so many things that are so much better than just getting skinny or just getting thinner when it comes to fitness. It's so amazing to focus on what your body can do and not just what it looks like. And honestly, looking back, I think that mindset was why it was hard for me to stay consistent. It makes the journey feel so much more purposeful when I find something else to focus on. I think when you base your fitness journey around aesthetic goals, it's so easy to always move the goalpost. Okay, I lost 20 pounds. Now I need to lose 30. Now I need to lose 40. Now I need to make sure that this ass is fat. Now I need to grow these legs. There's always something that you can move the goalpost to, and it really gets to a point where you're almost never happy. If I would have embraced this mindset earlier on, my fitness journey would have been way easier. And lastly, number 5, I would go back and tell myself that there is not just one way that a fitness journey can look. Everyone's fitness routine is not going to look the same way. Back in the day, I was very much partial to strength training, and while I still am, that's my specialty. It's my favorite form of movement, and I still think that everyone should strength train to some degree. That I still believe. But there was definitely a point in time where I was a little bit of a snob about it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't do a whole lot of cardio. I really didn't do a lot of other forms of movement. I just felt like everyone should be doing strict training and every other form of movement is just inferior. But I now know that while, again, strength training is super important and everyone should be doing it, it's also important to include other forms of movement in your fitness journey. And it's not that necessarily one form of movement is better than the other. It's the fact that each form of movement has different benefits. Strength training has benefits, Pilates has benefits, cardio has benefits, walking has benefits. You don't just have to be a gym girly. You don't just have to be a Pilates princess. You don't just have to focus on running. You don't have to pick one thing. In fact, a varied fitness routine is going to be a better fitness routine. I feel like that's super popular on social media now, is everyone is like, well, this form of exercise is best. Well, you need to do Pilates. You need to do this. You need to do that. You're not reaching your fitness goals because you're not doing this. And that's just not the truth. There are multiple forms of movement that are going to work together to be great for your body. Everybody's fitness routine does not have to look the same. One fitness saying that I hate is that everyone has the same 24 hours. And everyone absolutely does not have the same 24 hours. A single parent of 3 kids with 2 jobs does not spend their 24 hours the same as a single person with no kids. So each of those people's fitness routines is going to look a little bit different. For the single person with no kids, they may be able to hit the gym 5 days a week. But for the single parent with way more responsibilities, they may only be able to hit the gym 2 to 3 times per week. And neither routine is better or worse. They're just different for different people who lead different lifestyles. And this is something that I would remind myself of if I could go back. Because old me, I'm not gonna lie, was a little bit judgmental. So if I could, I would definitely go back 10 years ago and tell old me to stop being so judgmental. Everybody's fitness routine is going to look different, and that's okay. All right, y'all, that is going to bring me to the end of this video. That was actually really fun. I have a lot more tips that I could probably give my old self. So if you guys want a part 2 of this video, definitely let me know. And in the comments, if you stuck around this long, thank you so much. But in the comments, go ahead and drop some tips to your old self. What would you tell old you if you could go back to the beginning? All right, and thank you again, guys, for joining me for another video. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.